She-Hulk Episode 8 gave the entire internet exactly what we were asking for. There's 3 things you have to keep in mind. Numero uno, we are covering spoilers. Numero dos, Daredevil is finally in the MCU. And numero tres, this episode gave us one of the biggest reveals in the history of the MCU franchise, and we're gonna cover that one at the end. Matt Murdock was not the only superhero to make his debut in this episode. The whole thing was called Ribbit and Rip It, which is a direct reference to the main man himself, Vincent Patilio, aka Leapfrog, Frogman, whatever the hell you want to call him. At the beginning of the episode, we see him epically failing at stopping a robbery, and then we realize he is actually Jen's new client. Why does that matter? It ends up being the linchpin for the entire episode. Vincent claims that the superhero suit that he commissioned is actually defective, and it led to him getting some pretty nasty burns. Technical difficulties with rocket boosters are always gonna leave you messed up. The interesting aspect is the fact that that designer is Luke Jacobson.
I've never made a defective suit in all my life. My work is impeccable.
Yeah, that is the same person that made She-Hulk's suit. Conflict of interest? I don't know her. Never mind, because Mr. Holloway needs to secure the bag, and conveniently lets us know that even though he understands the conflict of interest that arises with She-Hulk representing Vincent, his father is one of the firm's top clients, so Jennifer is gonna have to take a big fat L. She also has to roll in on Jacobson herself to deliver the bad news and say, yeah, you remember that dude Vincent? He's suing you, and I have to represent him, but we're Gucci, right?
Luke.
Yes, clown.
No, mommy. Immediate no. This is one of the first connections that we get to the previous episodes, because Luke is the one that is also tailoring Jen's dress for the Lawyer of the Month gala. And he's understandably upset, mostly because he makes superhero suits for a lot of people in the community, including Daredevil, which was first teased around 3 episodes ago when he shows the helmet. Of course, with all this context, he disagrees with Jen, says that his work is absolutely magnifique, and says if you want the smoke, we'll see you in court. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you make an entrance! During said court date between Jacobson and Vincent, we learn that his representation is going to be none other than Matty Ice himself, Daredevil. Maddie naturally comes in dropping jokes and being all fun and games, and then immediately shows us the decisive, cunning, and intuitive version that we loved from the Netflix Daredevil show. The entire sequence felt like the perfect introduction, because it pits the brooding persona that Matt Murdock uses as a shell with the happy-go-lucky and witty approach that Jen utilizes in the courtroom. The back-and-forth dialogue showcases both of their strengths, but everything is exacerbated at the key moment of the trial. Matt uses his extreme sense of smell as the biggest flex of the century, and he realizes that Vincent was using jet fuel in the rocket boosters, which goes against Luke Jacobson's specifications for Leapfrog's suit. With that said, the court case is dismissed, and Jennifer sadly is gonna have to take another big fat L. Diablo, mommy, 2 in a row? Charlie Cox did confirm that he was only gonna make 1 major appearance in the entire series of She-Hulk, but damn it, did he make it worth it. The best scene in the entire She-Hulk show thus far takes place between Matt and Jen at the bar after the case. Matt and Jen talking shop while flirting felt so natural. I want them to team up as fast as humanly possible. It also gives us a nice introspective moment as Matt points out Jen's peculiar place in the superhero world. Being She-Hulk might be a double-edged sword, but by embracing that duality, she can help people legally through the courtroom and also help them physically outside of it if the law inevitably fails. Big brain energy from Daredevil himself. Supersized cut into the most breathtakingly awkward dinner of the past century. You remember Todd, the tech dude bro from the first Tinder date episode? Yeah, he's back. Not only that, he's flaunting the fact that he bought a Wakandan spear at an auction. Just with that, we learned that this man is not to be trusted. More on that later. Just like us and Jen, we need an excuse to get out of here, and bam, we get the best set piece in the entire episode. The clip that we saw of Daredevil squaring up with She-Hulk comes to life, mostly because we learned that Leapfrog actually kidnapped Luke Jacobson after the trial and is forcing him to make more super suits.
Where is my super suit?
We got to see a pretty cool action set piece with decent action, some nice CGI, and a cute little unmasking. Jen quickly learns Matt's secret identity, which leads them to team up in order to save the tailor. Daredevil Born Again is going to be an 18-episode series for Charlie Cox to explore his new character. It's supposed to come out in 2024, but they decided to give us a preview a little bit early. After Matt and Jen take some turns joking around on what the best approach is to attack the goons and save the tailor, we get another iconic Daredevil hallway scene. I can't wait to see this man get his due. It was picture perfect. Pretty, well choreographed, fast paced, but sadly it was cut short due to this. She-Hulk smash. That's one way to do it. TLDR, they bust in, save the tailor, they send the Leapfrog to the hospital because he made a really whack escape, and then this happens. Nice cute scene of Matt and Jen flirting at the top of the lily pad, and The moment that we've been waiting for, the fact that Twitter predicted this and TikTok was running rampant with theories that this was gonna happen, it finally happened. What a better way to celebrate a big ass W than some superhero sexy time, but damn it.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Never thought that I would ever get the chance to see Daredevil do the walk of shame, pero papi, that shit was well deserved. I thought the episode should have ended there, and so did Jen. But of course, we got the gala ending on the preview for the finale. Instead of Jennifer being celebrated for all of her accomplishments at the Lawyer of the Month gala, they decided it was the perfect opportunity to honor all of the female lawyers at the firm and make jokes about them. Tone deaf much? Yeah, I think so, mi hermano. Anyway, you remember Todd? Yeah, we're back with him again. During Jen's triumphant speech, she is actually targeted by intelligentsia. This is basically a frisky 4chan chat that got blown way out of proportion, and now they're exposing superheroes. Talking about Todd, we actually find out that Josh recorded his encounter with Jennifer. I never trusted him either, but they actually exposed it at the gala for everybody to see. And then we figure out that Todd is one of the people in intelligentsia trying to make this happen. Jen, rightfully so, hulks out at him, and that actually ends up being the trigger for the superhero target or SWAT agency to come in and try to stop her. Boom, episode ends, and we have a preview of what's gonna happen in the next couple of episodes. This was the perfect setup for a grand finale. It teased what we all were suspecting of Todd being a part of intelligentsia, and possibly even more. I think he's actually the Hulk King, aka the person that contracted all the goons in episode 4 to take care of Jennifer and actually steal her blood. One little tidbit of information that we get in this episode to support that is the fact that he stole a Wakandan spear, which is made out of vibranium. Around 3 episodes ago, we saw a doctor switch out the main needle for a vibranium one. Where did that expensive and valuable material come from? I think we know now. The show also confirms that the real villain of this story is not Titania. It's been the underground cyber-terrorist organization known as Inteligencia, who's trying to get Jennifer to Hulk out and trigger her into exposing herself. Basically a super elaborate framing scheme. Attacking superheroes through these public guerrilla tactics is a completely new ground for the MCU, which up until this point has mostly favored physical confrontations between our heroes and their main villains from the comics. With that said, as an individual episode, this was the best rendition of She-Hulk. Granted, yes, it took its sweet time to get there, but they have set up a compelling set of characters that have to work together in order to succeed. Daredevil's intro was spectacular, but thankfully it didn't outshine the rest of what the show is trying to accomplish. Its intended purpose was to humanize and ground Jen's character as she's going through this introspective journey of balancing being She-Hulk and Jennifer. Damn it, I almost forgot. What was the big reveal in the episode? Oh, yeah, the Sokovia Accords have been repealed. Taking it back to the court case, the nonchalant and very dashing Mr. Matthew Murdock reveals that the Sokovia Accords, which were a huge part of the Civil War, have been repealed. This puts Mr. Steve Rogers on the right side of history. For those of you that may not remember, the Sokovia Accords essentially serve as government intervention through the Superhero Registration Act.
He's saying it's our fault?
I'm saying there may be a causality.
This was supposed to ensure that all of the secret identities of superheroes were publicly available to the government and the people in order to keep these metahumans in check, which obviously we know is BS because the villains are naturally going to come after them. But anyways, now that you know the context, these accords are no longer on the table. Let's be perfectly honest here, within this universe, the government can't do jack shit against the major villains that are circling around in the cosmos. So government oversight never made sense in the first place. What does this mean for the future of the MCU, however? Just like we saw in the episode and Matthew Murdock uses as an argument in the court case,
talking about superheroes who have enemies who will try to harm them and the people close to them.
Superheroes have a right to keep their identities a secret. Those who want to be seen as celebrities have the full right to do so, but it should be a choice, not forced upon them. Art imitates life in a beautiful, amazing way. So yeah, now you're officially caught up on She-Hulk, and the next episode is coming out October 13th, aka next Thursday. I'll see you there. That's the end of the video.